In this episode, we're going to take a look at the nature of the cardinal modality in astrology. First, we'll go through a brief overview of what modalities are, and then we'll look at the unique way this energy is expressed in each of the 4 cardinal zodiac signs: Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. In terms of personality, the cardinal modality is initiatory, active, and energetic. I really love cardinal energy. It's super dynamic and potent. So every zodiac sign is associated with one of the 3 modalities: cardinal, fixed, and mutable. Modalities are seasonally based. Each of the 4 seasons is divided into thirds. Cardinal is the first third, which begins a season. Fixed is the second third, which is the middle of a season, and mutable is the last third, which ends a season. And where a sign falls in its season determines certain characteristics of that sign. The Oxford Dictionary defines the word cardinal as of the greatest importance, fundamental. Some synonyms are foremost, primary, first, and preeminent. This definition offers a really good description of the cardinal energy in astrology, because cardinal signs are those that start off their respective seasons. Aries begins spring in the northern hemisphere, Cancer begins summer, Libra begins autumn, and Capricorn begins winter. Of course, those seasons are the opposite in the southern hemisphere, but what remains the same is that these cardinal signs are always the initiators of their season, and that tells us a lot about what type of people cardinal signs are. Now I'm going to get into a breakdown of each individual cardinal sign. Timestamps will be in the description, so you can skip to your sign. I recommend listening for your rising sign if you're looking to understand more about your personality. If you don't know your rising sign, that's okay. You can always listen to your moon sign or your sun sign. And you can listen for other planets too, which will provide a better understanding of specific areas of your life. For example, if you have Mercury in a cardinal sign, then these interpretations I'm about to get into will help explain a bit about your intellect and your communication style. Aries is the most cardinal of the cardinal signs. It has double initiation energy because it's a fire sign, which also has to do with dynamic sparks of action. If you'd like to learn more about how Aries manifests the fire element, you can check out my other video, What It Means to Be a Fire Sign, linked in the description. Cardinal signs want to be doing something. They don't like to be sitting around idle. This is where the concept of Aries being impulsive or impatient comes from. Personally, I would argue that Aries aren't impatient, everything else in the world is just too slow. There's quite an intuitive intelligence to Aries. They know what they want to do, and they're going to do it. They don't have to think too hard or set up an elaborate plan or debate with advisors in the way that other signs might. Aries is tenacious and decisive when it comes to doing what they think should be done. They're intrepid. They pioneer onward where others are afraid to tread. Cardinal signs take the initiative. No one has to talk Aries into taking the lead. They're already charging ahead at the front and putting themselves on the line, probably fighting for a righteous cause. There's a leap of faith quality to cardinal energy because it represents the courage to begin implementing some fledgling concept that doesn't quite exist yet. In the same way that we can't technically be sure that spring will come after winter, but we trust that nature will eventually sort things out as they're meant to be, when we begin a new venture, we have to trust that what we're starting is worthwhile, and that we have what it takes to succeed. Aries embodies that attribute of self-confidence and belief in their efficacy. Not because Aries is conceited and thinks they can't fail, but because they understand the value of trying and learning from mistakes just as much as successes. That's why they never hesitate to make the most of an opportunity, even if there are risks involved. And in many cases, they can't be bothered to wait around for opportunities to present themselves, so they create their own opportunities. Thank you so much for listening, Aries. Comment and tell me something about your sign that you'd like to understand in more depth. I might make a future video on that topic. Leave a like if you enjoyed this, and please subscribe. I would be so happy to have you with me. Cancer's version of the cardinal modality is expressed in its energy for gathering material resources for comfort and security. We can think of it as nesting, in the way that animals work tirelessly to build their nests or their burrows or their dens. Cardinal signs are quite industrious in that sense, where they have a lot of dynamic drive. And Cancer uses that to work vigorously on building a refuge for themselves and the people they care about. They often take it upon themselves to care for others in some way without having to be asked, which is a very cardinal behavior, to just take the initiative and do what needs to be done or rise to an occasion. They forge ahead and take responsibility for ensuring the safety of what and who surrounds them. There's a bravery bravery to cardinal energy because it represents the courage to begin something that doesn't quite exist yet. In the same way that we can't technically be sure that spring will come after winter or that the sun will rise every day, but we trust nature will sort things out as they're meant to be. When we begin a new venture, we have to trust that what we're starting is worthwhile and that we have what it takes to create something meaningful. It makes for an energy of inner strength and confidence in Cancer. You get this sort of fierce den mother quality that they can bring out at times in their efforts to be protectors and providers, where the feisty, bold nature of the cardinal modality is mixed with the otherwise very soft and nurturing water sign energy of Cancer. If you'd like to learn more about how Cancer manifests the water element, you can check out my other video, What It Means to Be a Water Sign, linked in the description. Ultimately, the cardinal modality imparts a very capable and competent dimension to Cancer, because what is a more fierce and powerful force of nature than a mother protecting her family? That's the Cancer cardinal sign archetype. Thank you so much for listening, Cancer. Comment and tell me something about your sign that you'd like to understand in more depth. I might make a future video on that topic. Leave a like if you enjoyed this, and please subscribe. I would be so happy to have you with me. Libra uses the cardinal energy toward beauty and harmony. Cardinal signs tend to have strong leadership qualities because they're the ones out front at the head of the pack. And Libra will express that with the most grace and subtlety. Instead of directly trying to assert control or leadership, Libra uses tact and diplomacy to get everyone moving in the direction they want to go. The cardinal modality is ambitious, and one of Libra's primary ambitions is creating as much balance as possible in their lives. So Libra expresses cardinality by putting a lot of energy into their quest for balance or fairness in some way. There's kind of a sensitive activist quality to Libra where they will lead a battle for justice, often in a very understated manner. Libran energy is typically not about outright confrontations, but they are no less aggressive in their support of a cause they believe to be righteous. And so you get such a cleverness in this sign, because how do you be indirectly aggressive? The answer, of course, is that you have to be smart enough to run circles around everyone else. Libra has an innate social skill and intelligence that they can use to persuade without force or conflict. They combine the cleverness and the social nature of an air sign with the drive of the cardinal modality. If you'd like to learn more about how Libra manifests the air element, you can check out my other video, What It Means to Be an Air Sign, linked in the description. Libra might use a bit of friendly debate or reverse psychology, but they can often accomplish what they want with charm alone. And I love that about Libra because there's sort of an audacity to cardinal energy. It represents the courage to begin something that doesn't quite exist yet. If you think about it, we can't technically be sure that spring will come after winter or that the sun will rise every day, but we trust the delicately balanced cycles of nature to make sure everything winds up as it's meant to be. In the same way, when we begin a new venture, we have to trust that what we're starting is worthwhile and that we have what it takes to create something meaningful. We need to have faith and confidence in ourselves to take that initiatory step. And Libra embodies that faith because it takes confidence to believe that you can affect some circumstance with the invisible qualities of your wit and charm and not use tangible force or control. And that's quite a laudable skill. The world could use more leadership energy that relies on diplomacy and collaborative persuasion rather than brute power. Thank you so much for listening, Libra. Comment and tell me something about your sign that you'd like to understand in more depth. I might make a future video on that topic. Leave a like if you enjoyed this, and please subscribe. I would be so happy to have you with me. Capricorn uses the energy and drive of the cardinal modality in the pursuit of creating something solid in their lives. Of all the cardinal signs, Capricorns are probably the most likely to finish and accomplish what they set out to do. Because the cardinal modality is so concerned with beginnings, it can sometimes be criticized for starting a lot of things and never actually finishing them. But Capricorn has grand ambitions that they don't easily let go of, and because they're an earth sign, they're more likely to begin things in a methodical or deliberate way, where what they start is well thought out and well structured. So their endeavors begin with a good amount of supportive foundation, which bodes well for longevity. If you'd like to learn more about how Capricorn manifests the earth element, you can check out my other video, What It Means to Be an Earth Sign, linked in the description. There's a leadership quality to cardinal energy that helps Capricorn Capricorn embody an air of authority. Cardinal signs are constantly on their game. They're always creating something, building something, implementing something. There's a sense of pushing forward into new territory and wanting to kind of claim that territory. Manifestation is a good keyword for understanding the way that Capricorn embodies cardinal energy, because it's about starting something or creating something very tangible, where Capricorn wants to make or remake the boundaries in which they operate. They're busy crafting something sturdy and secure that they intend to be foundational for their larger purpose, that they can kind of stack the building blocks of their life on top of. Cardinal signs just plow ahead without fear at whatever they're doing, which gives Capricorn this very steely and unflinching quality. They don't let anything sway them away from the pursuit of their mission, which is how you have to be if you're a leader or an authority. You have to be able to face daunting situations without blinking an eye. And Capricorn is one of the best signs in the zodiac when we need someone who is hardcore enough to take charge and manage challenges effectively. Thank you so much for listening, Capricorn. Comment and tell me something about your sign that you'd like to understand in more depth. I might make a future video on that topic. Leave a like if you enjoyed this, and please subscribe. I would be so happy to have you with me.